coming into your power, exhibiting your power, using your power, planning on how you are going to affect a worldwide change. Hi, my name's Dee and welcome to Sunchild Tarot. Now this is a general reading for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, whatever placement of your chart that you're wanting to look at. And if you're not familiar with your chart placements, there is a link down below to get yourself a free birth chart. I advise having a good look at it because you want to know what your sun sign is. Well, you know that, but you want to look at your rising sign, definitely. And you may want to look at other placements as your knowledge of your own chart evolves somewhat. Now, being a general reading rules apply. You know, timing is not absolute. Roles can be reversed. I can be talking about you and actually referring to someone around you and vice versa, because the cards don't come with name tags. But where my readings are different is that there's a past and a present in the spread. So if the past and the present do not fit, don't try and make it fit. It's not for you. Look at one of your other placements. If it does fit, then the whole reading is for you to take on board and have a good listen and think about. Not necessarily do what I say, because certainly in part of the spread, there is a potential future. It's not the future, it's a future. You decide what your future is, not me. Anyway, I'll get off my soapbox. The other reason these readings are different is before we dive into the reading, I would like you to ask a question. Now, spend a moment if you need to, think about all of the questions that are around you. Choose one of them and focus upon it. Focus, because energy in, energy out. You concentrate on the question and hopefully I return that energy to you in a valid reading. That's how it's supposed to work. However, be aware of all of the questions, because the cards will answer whatever they please and not necessarily what you and I think is the main priority. Now, housekeeping, there's a link down there for a Facebook group. Come and join. I post all of these videos, obviously, if your notifications bell, let's face it, can be a bit hit and miss at times. But also, I share all the astrology videos that I watch, so you can find out, get to learn some of the astrology that I'm learning as it goes along, because I'm not an astrologer. I might sound like one, but all I'm doing is parroting what the proper astrologers are saying. Now, obviously, please press subscribe if you like it. If the reading's good for you, or the like button, that helps the video, but the subscribe really helps the channel. I'm still a baby channel. I'm only 6 months old, so every little helps at the moment. Right, let's bring the cards up. So this is a really, really powerful reading. You are being moved by spirit. I haven't got anything more to say, really. You are being moved by spirit. You're on the right path. It's interesting when you look at what a lot of the astrologers are saying at the moment. Our duty during this lockdown is to look within and find ways to be grateful and find ways to feel joy. Now, I don't always agree with that, because it's not joyous to dive into your shadow. It's not necessarily, although you can, there is an element of, woohoo, here we go, and then, that soon disappears. It's not necessarily joyous to try and affect positive change in the world. You can take joy in the fact that you are doing it, but normally if you need to affect that change, there is resistance to that change. There's maybe not so much joy in doing it. There's just joy in the fact that you are attempting to do it, and there will be joy in the result. But we have the pleasure card here, which is a fairy dancing under the light of the moon. So dancing to her own intuition, to the power of magic, and having a whale of a time by the looks of it. I mean, obviously having a whale of a time. She's on the pleasure card. And that is something that you need to look at, but it has to be that deeper pleasure, because there is some change that you are being called to effect. either on yourself or more likely on the world around you, since I think that you have already affected some of that change on yourself. There may still be some healing to do. We have I let go of all pain and tension as I float in the sea of divine love, with the angel prince of the south as the presiding angel energy on this. So I think you are going to, anything that you have not yet dealt with is going to come to your attention. But that can also be explained in the astrology with the fact that the Capricorn brigade, for want of a better word, are all going retrograde and staying in Capricorn or returning to Capricorn in Saturn's case. But luck is on your side. New moon in Sagittarius. Also, I love the crescent of the new moon. It's always, you know, just when it's slightly off, just before or just after, that slight crescent, it always looks like some form of window to potentiality to me. Now, the reason that I am getting so excited about this reading is on the bottom of the deck we have we have death on the main deck, so big change coming up. We have the Magician on the first clarification deck, which is also the card of where you are right now, coming into your power, exhibiting your power, using your power, planning on how you are going to affect a worldwide change, however large or small your world may be. And then finally, Judgment, that transformation energy. So we have two transformation cards, one resurrecting and one card that is definitely talking about you exercising your power. But I don't think you should be exercising your power alone, or you will discover that you are not exercising your power alone. We have, out of the Damon Tarot, the Witch's Round. The Witch's Round is a ritual dance that often involves leaping, whirling and spinning wildly around the fire. 3 is a number of power, and the dance is often performed to step sets of 3. 3 one way, then 3 the other way, then 3 the first way to make a total of 9, then separate and then do it again. That's not the only reason I'm excited. So we have, out of the Oracle of Heaven and Hell, Nanael with spiritual communication, and out of the Angelarium, Keter, the crown, spirituality. This is both of these showing that element of divine guidance, spiritual guidance. Now, sometimes I will draw a line or a definition between the idea of spiritual and magical, because they're not always the same thing, but in this case they are. You know, we're not quite going as far as Disney magic, apart from maybe the fairy godmother. You know, there's that joy, that pleasure, that manifestation ability, that sense of support. Keter as the crown of the tree of life, you can think of it as use of the crown chakra, but more to the point, Keter is the first emanation of God. Keter is the word. So we're talking about communication. We're talking about that in the beginning there was, you know, there was the word. The word was let there be light. You know, there's that summoning from the throat chakra, from the power of vibration, which you will notice that all the way from Buddhist monks to ritual magicians, intoning and using the power of the voice and the throat chakra is essential for bringing manifestation around, bringing those magical effects around, or spiritual effects. That's why people chant. But Keter can also be seen as, I love how they describe it in the Angelarium book. They say, Keter is not the object. Keter is the light that is shining upon the object. It is unknowable, but it is revealing. You know, it won't reveal itself, it will reveal everything else. And you can tell its presence by that revelation, by the revelation of Judgment Day here with that Judgment card. So that's all the Oracle cards, why I'm really so excited, and you are aware of this new beginning going on. You have the Fool card as for how you are feeling, clarified by the King of Cups and the Star. So there is a dream that you have hold of, that you are wanting to dive in, and performing this dream is a form of wish fulfillment for you. But there is wisdom that is still coming into you. This star, it's an ongoing process. The 7 stars here represent the Pleiades, but I almost feel, I think that one must be Sirius, but I almost feel like those cups that Temperance is holding there, well, urns, they're ever flowing. You know, she is irrigating the world around her by transmuting the higher wisdom into a physical force of the water, or water, possibly an emotional force. But let's dive into the actual tarot. Now, on first glance, there was some form of gift that was given to you. There is some form of knowledge, maybe of the past, maybe of some form of gift, whether it's knowledge or a thing or a tool or a skill that was given to you that made you go, yeah, what do I do with this? And then all of a sudden, click. You knew exactly what you were going to do with it because Spirit told you. However, they managed to tell you, whether it was a click of listening to a song on the radio or whether having a read about other people who had had a similar sort of gift and right, what do we do now? So you're in a time of expressing your own power, trying to planning to affect that worldwide change. Like I said, take joy in the fact that you are trying to do it. The actual trying to do it might not be so joyful, but remember that there is joy in the fact that you are doing it, you know, and nobody else might be, but other people will be. The Witch's Round card says, find other people with your skills and work with them for greater change, greater effect. So progress is going to be slow. You know, you've been having all of this change occur for you. I'll look in the clarification cards in a minute, but it's so distinct, this reading. Progress will be slow, but it will be definite and it will be concrete, and the world will be affected. You will be gaining recognition in what it is that you are trying to achieve. You will find a rebirth in what you are trying to manifest, even though it will be tiring. There will be a point, and not far away, of, oh, we're still doing this. Yes, because it's an ongoing process. But yes, because you're so close to the harvest. You are so close to, as long as you are going with your intuition, as long as you are being fair and just, you will find that fair efforts get fair results. But you must not forget that right now your entire life is a magical act. Okay, this is not where I expected this to be going, even with being as excited. You will have the harvest soon of all of your efforts. But as ever, when Spirit's involved, when it comes, it's almost like, that's my results. But there is a wonderful abundance there for you, but you have to figure it out. There is, you know, that gift that took you time to figure out to start off with, it's not finished giving yet. And all of your efforts and all of your all of your efforts, all of the work that you're putting in, all of the power that you're exercising will bring you to a point where I think you will notice that something disappears and it makes you go, what, hey, what's that about? And you feel a sense of loss with it, but not a huge sense of loss. It's more a sense of puzzlement. Hang on a minute, how come that's disappeared? And it will be something that will be forcing you to look at the circumstances in a different way, Hanged Man here. but with a wonderful input of new information. So it's almost like, I don't want to say that right now you're going on in the wrong direction or that your efforts are for naught, because they're not. Your efforts right now are exactly the thing that needs to occur, but you will reach that point where you go, hang on a minute, I did all that and that's the result. Yes, it is, because that way lies victory into the potential future. Interesting. The loss that you encounter will be a healing pain. So it's something, it will hurt and then afterwards create yet more transformation that makes you go, right, well, that's the end of that then. And I do feel that it really brings your skills around and I don't want to say concretize, it makes concrete your new beginning. But you have to be aware that when that loss turns up as a result of your efforts, that was exactly what was supposed to happen. That was exactly what is in your interest and the world interest, and I'm saying in the world interest because this might be a highly personal thing, but remember that you are an energetic beacon, and that is what you are setting yourself up as right now. You are channeling that energy of the magician. You are channeling that effect right now and trying to affect worldwide change. And look at the progression. It's 1 to 2 to a 3 here, so it is swelling up, or you can go 1, 2, 3 there. It is swelling up. It is, as you exhibit your power outwardly, the inward power is growing. The subtle effects are growing more and more and more, because this is what you were sent here to do for the moment. You know, I'm not saying this is what you were sent here to do full stop, but this is what you were sent here to do at the moment during this period of time with the lockdown and the Capricorn Brigade in retrograde and everything else that's going on. You know, this is your time to do this thing. You couldn't do this thing at another time because it'd be pointless. And when this time is over, there will no doubt be plenty more for you to do. But other people are causing you stress, although there is someone trying to offer you a freedom from that stress. But I think you're finding that you need to balance their needs a little too much, and you may find that someone's balancing with you a little too much and they decide, this dream ain't worth it. Let them go. They may be trying to convince you that what you're trying to do right now is not worth it. Let them think what they want, you know, and I did want to say let them go, and that's awful. Let them think what they want. If they want to go, they'll go. If they want to stay, they'll stay, but you carry on doing what you're doing. Which is very much a similar message to what Leo was getting in the reading that I've just done for those. But you're worried that there will be no harvest and no recognition for what you're doing. But this offers an immense amount of happiness. And there is a point where, it's not going to offer you what you are envisaging, what you are thinking about. But that's fine, because you don't really know where it's going to end up anyway. You know, so it's, could it be this? Could it be that? Could it be the other? And you're building these images up in your head, and they're irrelevant. Just stay on the path, you know, because you will have plenty of options coming up, but there is a victory coming for you. You've had a where would I see that? There. Yes. So victory in the potential future, victory in the final outcome cards. So what you are setting your mind to right now, if it is fair, if it is just, if it is working with others of equal skill to you, then it will come around. Now, the lessons from the past, because this transformation that you've got to this blossoming point in, I'm not saying the transformation is over, but you've got to the point of blossoming. with the power that you're trying to exert over the world around you. But bear in mind, you've got to be pure of heart with this, basically. You've got to be pure of heart because there was that justice card, wherever it was. But you've got to be having fun. You've got to be enjoying it. And if either of those two things aren't there, then take another look at it. But in the past, you've had a dream in the past that you surged forward with, and it didn't quite turn out how you expected, but I do believe that it turned out quite well. It certainly turned out quite well materially. You had a good harvest from it, but you also felt like there was something missing, and that's what caused you to withdraw into yourself to try and ascertain. You limited your movements to literally rest and recuperate and transform, to bring in those higher dimensional energies. Because I think I was saying on one of the first three of this month, the Four of Swords, this weird thing here, it could be a stained glass window, it could be something falling to pieces. It always looks to me like some form of higher mathematical dimensional object trying to unfold itself into our 4D reality. 4 because there's time, remember. But you were left feeling quite defensive until this gift came along. Right, let's check the clarification cards now. But that gift didn't interfere with your solitude, but it did give you a lot to think about, a lot to say, you know, it's like it woke your dreams back up. And even though there was that element of, yeah, what do I do with this? I believe that you felt like, well, I've got the strength for this, I can take a chance. And then some news recently has inspired you to action. You were nervous about this action because you are trying to exercise your power in a way that you haven't done before. And you feel like, okay, are you trying to get rid of the burden, or is it a burden that you've taken on that is causing you to exercise your power this way? Either way, it's irrelevant. You have taken on this burden. It has caused you a certain amount of stress, yes, but it's also building a firm and intricate foundation to how you're going to move forward. Six of Wands, you have a victory at the moment. Knight of Pentacles, slow progress, like I was saying. So that's saying exactly what I've said already. You will be able to take this somewhere, but do not reveal everything right now. There is, you only need to reveal what you're doing. You don't need to reveal why you are doing it, I think is a really good way to put this. We've got the Two of Wands, where you're affecting that world change using the power of the Magician, clarified by the King of Swords and the Seven of Swords. But what I'm seeing with the Seven of Swords is that it's the Ace and the Six. You've got clarity that you can give information for a long, you know, over a longer distance. You can affect change over a longer distance. However, Seven of Swords is still secrets and strategy. So you don't have to reveal why you are doing what you are doing, because we still live in a fairly 3D world, even though, like I just said, 4D, but going more into the hocus pocus spiritual terms of 3D rather than the mathematical terms. If you tell people that spirit are talking to you, they can look at you like you're a fruitcake. Don't be a fruitcake. Be the person that affects this change. So this could be some form of political campaign. This could be something that you're doing at work or within the family or within the community. This could be something that you're doing deep within, but you will be leading by example, and you are encouraged to meet others of your kind. You may well have to go and seek them out, which is what that King of Swords is telling me. Master, King of Communication. using the discernment to find the right people to work with. But as I say, luck is on your side here. And if Spirit's wanting you to do this, you will find the people that you need to connect to. There's no two ways about that. Spiritual communication with Nanael. Maybe, even if you like working with angels, look up Nanael. N-A-N-A-E-L. One of the Shem Hamephorash. One day I'll learn to say it right first time. But this is a beautiful reading. So you've got the options coming up. Yeah, we covered that final outcome, that there will be a victory for you. Although some form of loss, you know, there is some form of loss, but that loss is more of a mystery. It's more of a, oh well, you know, I'll figure out why that's happened. But the loss in and of itself is maybe not necessarily such a bad thing. Wow. That's all I can say for that one. So, whoever this reading is for, please do comment down below. And use your comments to say, you know, if you are doing a political or a environmental or a charity or a something, talk about it in the comments down below. Give us a link. Give it some airtime. You know, there's let people know about it. You don't have to tell them why. Well, I mean, it's on the comments of this video, so anyone who sees it here will pretty much know why, but they didn't say that either. Okay, so if this means anything to you, like I said, comment down below. Please press the subscribe button while you're here, because I'm a young channel and I need all the subscribers I can get. A like button will give that video a boost. Your next reading will be the full moon readings, which I will start working on as soon as I finish these the monthly zodiac readings, and then I may have a few more experimental things I've got planned. See how time allows. Other than that, yeah, see you on the new moon. Cheers.